Batman Superman World's Finest issue 8, Mark Waid writing with Dan Mora on the art. So obviously this issue we've been dealing with this new sidekick character who Boy Thunder ends up being the name that's given to him. Dick jokes that that's practically trademark infringement, but the other Teen Titans are like, nope, we're sticking with that. It's too good. There's no way we're not letting that go. So yeah, you've got basically his story of like working with the others. Supergirl's there as well. The big thing that happens in this issue is that the Key has basically drugged everyone in Gotham so that they can't find their way out of wherever they are, so they can't open any doors. That's basically like, you know, he's gonna lock them all in, but it's all like a mental thing.
Yep.
So Batman and Dick are also under the effects, so they call in Superman, who brings in Boy Thunder to help with it. And so, you know, he goes around, he rips open some walls, he gets people out, Supergirl shows up too. And the whole big moment is that Boy Thunder's sent off on his own to help these miners who are trapped in the mine shaft. And there's a build-up of methane, which normally is not that huge a deal. They would just leave until it naturally passes. But they're stuck in there. The door handle doesn't work, so it's like, well, you're going to have to use your powers, which we've seen throughout the issue. He was practicing a little bit with the Teen Titans, and he was kind of starting to control it a little bit better. His blast, his energy release that he's doing.
I love that Roy points out, are we really going to call them hot flashes? Like, I thought that was real funny.
Yeah, but he's too scared to actually do it at first. And he gets scared, he flies away and hides. But then he thinks about his homeworld dying, he thinks about someone that he maybe could have saved at the time and helped like get out under some rock that he maybe didn't. And this encourages him to like fly back and do it, because Superman gets called in to go and do it because Batman thinks that Boy Thunder's given up. But when Superman gets there, he's opened the door, the workers, the miners are coming out, he saved the day. It's kind of a nice moment. And it's like, okay, cool. There is some implications towards the end, though, that maybe his powers, like, erupting like they do. I mean, he's starting to control them now, but he couldn't at first. Then maybe he inadvertently killed his parents with his powers before he left.
Yeah.
So we're teasing some darker things there. Could be some interesting details. Yeah, Blue Beetle ends up showing up to like disperse an antidote for the keys, you know, toxins or whatever.
You're a hell of a chemist, Ted. Yeah, but it was your formulas. I thought that was a fun back and forth.
So, yeah. But basically, they recognize, Supergirl especially recognizes that the Boy Thunder here, of David, his name is, like he's going through something, and Supergirl sort of talks about how she came to Earth and how she lost her family, and she wasn't a baby like Clark was. She was 15, so she remembers all the people she lost, and basically talks to him about survivor's guilt, which I thought was a nice little like heart to heart.
Yeah, and also I like the idea that Wade's taken that, which might be the one good thing from the New 52, that her survivor's guilt also turns to anger, because that's what led to her being in the Red Lantern Corps. You know, that she's upset because she does remember Krypton, right? At least she remembers Argo City.
It's the big key difference between them, which is why they should, you know, have this difference.
But I like that they play on that, is that she has this thread of anger through her that Clark just doesn't have.
But here it's also this thing where she will she will have a greater relation to this new character more than Superman does, because it is closer to her own experience.
Right.
So obviously this idea that he maybe killed his parents by accident before he left is another element that she doesn't compare to. But that's, you know, that's something to, because, you know, there's that moment where she says, you know, what happened was not your fault, right? And then the way he just kind of lowers his head and says, right, after that one panel flashback, I thought was very effective. Obviously Dan Mora is killing it on art. The whole thing's gorgeous. Super sharp lines, very vivid colors from whoever's in the coloring.
It does feel like a Lost story, right? Just the whole vibe of everything here. It feels like a for sure, like Mark Waid uncovered the story and gave it to Dan Mora to draw. So I do like that. Yeah.
So no, the big final page, or the ending, is that the key goes back to whoever he's working for, which turns out to be the Joker. And obviously you can roll your eyes, oh, there's the Joker in the story, but I have to admit, I did kind of get a little chuckle out of Joker saying, a sidekick, you say. I do like sidekicks. They're so delicate. I don't know, that made me laugh.
Which at this point, Jason hasn't been Robin.
That's true. That's true. He's not done that yet. Yeah.
So how many sidekicks has he killed? Is that just that whole list that Johns gave us? And they've just been Joker-fied?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. But
So,
give me a chuckle. I think I'm kind of okay with it because I kind of like the idea of seeing some Mark Waid Joker in action, because he's having so much fun making all this feel kind of Silver Agey with the high concepts. You know, I'm kind of into it.
Well, he made the key so creepy, right? So it's just the idea of him with the Joker too, and then Dan Mora. Just that last page, he looks positively unhinged.
Yeah, one of the things that was going down, like when the Gotham City like siege, because he's doing it for ransom. He's like, give me $5 billion and I'll release the locks, as it were.
Yeah.
It shows you a couple of, like, when Superman uses his X-ray vision, you see that people are in a hospital and they can't get to the patient on the operating table because they're in a different room. They can see him through the window, but they can't actually get to him because they can't open the door. So it's like, okay. So that's why Superman and Co go to the hospitals first, because of the places that are, people are, not everyone's at immediate risk being trapped in whatever room they're in, but
and then like Superman goes and starts lasering holes in buildings so they can get out.
Yeah. Which again, not something you want to do for every building, because like people in their house, they're fine for a few hours. Not a big deal. But
like the firefighters that can't get into the burning building.
Of course,
that's usually that.
Oh yeah, that was a really like almost dark thing. Is the idea that they're just outside watching someone burn because they can't go in. That's actually quite fascinating and dark.
Yeah.
And what is otherwise a very fun pulpy comic, but this arc is sort of like talking about this kid who's like again survived some kind of form of not genocide, but like a apocalyptic event. So. Interesting. I think it's cool what he's playing with here. What are you giving World's Finest issue 8?
I'm giving this one, because of the fun story and because of the art, a 9.
I'm going to go 8.5, so I'm also bumping up.
There you go.
I think it's better than Batman vs Robin, but I'm just going to be a smidge under you. But I think the art's gorgeous. Dan Mora has not disappointed. Just seeing him draw these different characters.
Yeah.
Is really nice. And then of course there's the story. I think it's doing some interesting things with this new character, but by and large it's just fun to see Mark Waid play with the toy box a little bit.